just because of survival.
Okay, let's try and get into the mourning part of this job. Are you at times frustrated that your hours and hours of work gets ignored by the team management?
Sir, I want to tell you very, very honestly, sometimes, what it happens is, it would be hard to say ignored because, you know what, sometimes it's all about, I worked with a coach where you won't believe this. In 2011 IPL, I told Ray Jennings, Zahir Khan is going to bat number 3. You'll be shocked. You should be shocked to hear what I'm saying. I said that, look, I don't want to waste anyone against Dale Steyn. I don't want anyone to go there and attack Dale Steyn. We're chasing a big score. Just Zahir Khan scored a lot of runs against Dale Steyn in the recently concluded series in South African Test, where he backed himself and throwed his bat around. Let us send a suicide bomber like Zahir Khan. Let us see how it happens. If it works, that's fine. But to be honest, Dale Steyn cleaned him up in the third ball. There are few coaches. First of all, they will ask you, okay, this is the idea which I never even thought about, but give me a reasons why are you saying it. So few of them will ask the reasons and then they'll say, okay, we'll execute it. When I said that we need to have a third man for Virender Sehwag in a test match in Pretoria when India toured South Africa in 2010-11, no one accepted it. I'll be very honest with you. Dale Steyn said that it's a waste, resource. I want to have another slip. I told him, please, that's not a waste resource. He gets out caught there. No one has placed the third man because of the test match. A lot of balls that goes in the air. Then Graham Smith said, okay, fine, let us try. And then third over, in test cricket, Sehwag gets caught at third man. So a few of the coaches, they take it, and the few of the coaches are too circumspect to take, these kind of innovative ideas. I am someone, when we play a game in Chinnaswamy Stadium, I am always someone who will always tweet about it. When any one single run is scored more than 200, as a bowling team, you should be happy, not worrying about the dimensions of the ground, how good the pitch is, whether the dew is coming. So I am asking you on a percentage, how many times in your expertise you have seen 210 plus runs chased in T20 cricket? I'm asking you.
Yeah, far and few in between anyway.
So when you go and tell the management, sir, the coach, you say, coach, we are going to bat first. You say, oh, you joking. No scores can be defended here. No way, Prasanna, we are going to, bowl first. Sometimes you see that happening. When you bowl first, you concede 220 and you fall short by 15 runs. Sometimes, really, really feel very bad. And another thing I have to really tell you is South African team has been someone who's used my resources a lot. In 2015 World Cup semi-final, I wanted Imran Tahir to open the bowling for Brendan McCullum. So the idea has been accepted and we were set to defend a target of 298 in 43 overs. All of a sudden, I'm seeing Vernon Philander and Dale Steyn warming up. So in Auckland, I was sitting on top of it on the analysis discusses in the dugout. I ran all the way around. I've never run that speed in my life. And I went to the coach and said, Coach, it's Imran Tahir is going to bowl. He said, no, Prasanna, there was some rain, so it's going to be some moisture. And both Vernon Philander and Dale Steyn swing the ball. So you know what, we will get them out, don't worry. I said, McCullum is going to really change the course of the game. Please get Imran in. Hit him 2 sixes, get out. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. All of a sudden, you see that these kind of thinkings happen. 5 overs. After 5 overs, Dale Steyn and Vernon Philander's spell was over. New Zealand was 73 for no loss. I'm not joking. 5 overs. So sometimes, you really feel pain in your mind, and all of a sudden, I should be humble enough to accept that not every time what I say goes right. I also go wrong. I'm also human. So I would rather say my research and all these things will be 6.5 out of 10. I can never say 10 out of 10, but sometimes when you know certain things, definitely going to happen, not taken, you feel hurt, but I'm the last person to go there to the coach and say, Coach, I told you this, you didn't listen. So that's a wrong way of approaching things.
Have you ever felt that coaches felt insecure when you were around?
Many a times, I should rather say, many a times. So one thing people has to understand is the coaches who understand me is, he is the head coach, he's the boss, and I'm working under him. I'm never going to supersede him, and I'm an expert in what I do. So when I quit South Africa, my designation was assistant coach performance. I've created a niche in this field and I want to stay where I am. So the few coaches would feel that when you run the strategy meeting, you say things and things goes up and they see a lot of players just coming to me for even technical advice because me being a level 3 certificate coach, that has put some kind of insecure feeling in few coaches. But I won't say all of them, but few of them. But you know what? That is a challenge you have got. You have to make sure to feel them happy also, or to share all the information, what the work you do, and leave everything to him. So that's how life is all about. And you might have also seen it when you are in a growing process.
The dynamics of auctions in leagues when you form a team is totally different. Tell us briefly, how does that work out?
Sir, thanks a lot for asking this question. I was about to ask you whether can you ask this. That shows that how intelligent you are. Let me come to Royal Challengers Bangalore. In Bangalore, you have to bat terribly badly to get to 175. You have to bat worse to get 175. Any team can get to 175 in Bangalore. The most important thing for Bangalore to succeed as a bowler, that is the least amount of venue where a bowler goes for 4 overs for 26 runs in the history of IPL. In that case, what kind of bowlers go for 4 for 26? You have to be 145 plus. Criteria number one. Second thing is going to be you have to be a mystery spinner. Criteria number two, like Narayan, Varun Chakravarti, and Mahesh Tikshana. Criteria number three is a leg spinner, wrist spinner who can bowl at 87 to 90 kilometers, can beat the batsman through the air, not off the wicket because you don't get spin off the wicket. If you see RCB's attack now, neither they have 145 plus, they don't have a mystery spinner, they don't have a spinner by, like Yuzvendra Chahal who can deceive the batsman in the air. So the first and foremost thing you sit in an auction is not about which star players you get. Is that star player going to fit into the scheme of things? Because whenever I sit with any team, be it CPL or PSL, the first and foremost thing is I'll study how exactly the home conditions are. Based on that, even though I don't get big names, I don't really worry whether at least 7 guys can make a match impact performance. If I do that, I'm going to win most of the games. That is going to be the first and foremost step for me to get into the playoffs. That is the first goal of every owner you work with. That is where RCB in particular are missed a trick or two. When it comes to Chennai Super Kings has been dominating IPL right from 2008. They've got a win percentage of 71, most by any franchise. Why? You need to have top 3 conventional players, not mad hitting, conventional players. They had Michael Lassie, they had MVJ, they had Faf Duplessis. Now they got Ruturaj Gaikwad. You can see the history coming in. And the second thing is going to be your middle order should play spin very well. They tick that criteria as well. And then they should have more finger spinners who control the game. They also have that. That is the reason the same Chennai team, when played in a neutral venue last year, got a hammering. Now they are in top 4 comfortably, is because they mastered the conditions and had team combinations based on that. So only if you read how it is going to be on a particular home venue and select your team, you're never going to put the tick on the box when it comes to selecting your team.
How does the T10 format differ from the T20 from your professional point of view?
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for asking this. First year, I was recruited after the team was selected for one team which went in Deccan Gladiators, and we finished second last. And that was, the learning experience for me as well. When it comes to T10, lot of people think that you need to have batting until number 7. It is just 60 balls cricket, and there is not even a chance your number 7 or number 6 is even going to have a chance to bat. The most important thing what you need to do is you need to have 3 bowlers who can give at 9 and over. One fast bowler, because you know how it works there. There is 2 overs of power play mandatory, and the third one is going to be a floating power play. The batting team can take it anywhere between over number 3 to 9. So the most important thing I need to have is what kind of bowlers I need in that surface, particularly when they're playing in Abu Dhabi. The matches are going to start 4, 6, and 8. I need to have three bowlers who are going to give me an economy of 9 and over, because wickets doesn't matter in T20. It's a dot ball that counts. How am I going to bowl out of that 60 balls? How am I going to bowl 18 to 20 dot balls? If I can do that, when we picked Josh Little this time in our T10 team, not many were surprised. My owner myself asked me, he's someone who follows cricket, but someone who you pick in the first pick in your A grade, Josh Little from Ireland. So people normally used to think, God, this is okay. So when you see that guy is ending up with an economy of close to 9 and over, then you pick the guy like Tabrez Shamsi, who's also ended up with an economy like that. So the most important thing is what is needed in T10 cricket is three bowlers. And then based on the conditions, who is going to succeed? So when you go with those things, I am a believer of one thing, sir. Auction and draft wins 50% of your games, and you're coaching whatever you do, because you also be part of an IPL team. You hardly had time to practice. Traveling all the time. Where do you have time to put your work on technical and other things? You won't have time at all. It's just a matter of few hits in the nets. So how you set the team, and the most important thing when you sit in the auction, when I sit in the auction or draft is I pick my playing 11 there. So when I pick Andrew Russell, I mark him as number 5. Okay, my number 5 is over. And one more thing is you cannot have bench strength for all 11 players. Your 6 players, the core players, should be in your playing 11 throughout the tournament, unless otherwise injury happens. The 6 players, no matter what, someone like Deepak Koda, who's having a you know uh, thin run of scores, but he's never going to get dropped. He's going to play. So when I pick Deepak Koda, I don't want to waste my resource picking a bench player for him, because I want him to play 14 games. So the 6 core players who's going to be in the playing 11. And the next 5, I always want to have a proper bench strength. If I change my combination, if I touch one foreigner, you know that you have to compensate with the Indian change as well. So how am I going to
Okay.
have my
From being predominantly talking about South African cricketers, you've spoken about a few Indian names. Now, come out of yourself. Is it something that will excite you working with Team India, or if it happens, or you're not completely interested?
sir? I quit my IT job at that time, because I'm telling you, I don't know whether I'm a good analyst or not. I'm brilliant in IT. So when I quit that job, that was earning me 10 lakhs per annum, to join an NCA job on a contract which paid me 20,000 per month. My only ambition, what I had, is to work for India, and my son's name is Sachin. So I told my wife when she was carrying, whether it's going to be daughter or son, the name is going to be Sachin. So a few of them panicked actually. And this is another thing, because you're asking whether you are interested. I want to tell you something. I worked with the Indian hockey for 19 months with a salary of 10,000 rupees per month. You have to believe what I'm saying. I worked with the Indian hockey team, which won Champions Trophy, which won Asia Cup, but unfortunately lost in the Olympic qualifiers in 2008. So that is the passion I've got for India. And you know what? At some point of times, when you are 25 years of experience, you would rather expect things to happen, because I don't know whom to approach us or to tell people that I'm available. I'm always available. I'm in India. My family is in India. I don't know anything else to elaborate, to be honest.
So that is cleared. People have to know you're interested. People have to know you're available. So that part is taken care of in this conversation, right?
Absolutely.
So now let's be a little bit cynical. How do you handle cynicism? Somebody might say, yes, Prasanna, you talk a lot of things, brilliant things. Yes, after the event, like a pathologist does a post-mortem. How good is it to the team leading up to a game? How would you answer that question?
Uh, Look, to be very honest with you, it is much similar to people pricing and much similar to people criticizing you as well. So you should know the balance. So yesterday, I always tweet about every IPL game when I see the pitch. And the second thing I want to tell you, reading the pitch. So I tweet about it. I also get 7 out of 10 rate when it comes to the pitch. I've developed a software for reading the pitch. So with my experience of going around in 25 years, I've taken a picture of each and every pitch, and I got a lot of stats. Now, when I see the pitch in Ahmedabad, so the moment I take a picture of that pitch and I feed it into my software for image processing and comparing, it is going to throw out 4 or 5 pitches similar to that in the database. With my knowledge again there, I'm going to pick one pitch that is similar to what it is, and then it is going to give you a score predictor. This pitch is going to be a 170 pitch, 180 pitch. So sometimes I get 7 out of 10, the dew and other things, sometimes the rain comes and all these things. So it might go here and there wrong. So people criticize also. So, when you grow old, be in the industry for a long time, you know how to handle it, to be honest with you. The way you're laughing, I know that you handle it more than me.
No, sport is all about human frailties. Sport is about emotions that obviously humans are made of. Now, how does data analysis or analytics even cater to this or portend this or help the team management manage and handle these aspects?
This is a tough question to answer. To be honest with you, as I said, sometimes when things are going well for you, uh, things will go. The management and all these things, they take it as a tool, and many good things happen. I will try and give an example in the recently concluded SA League where I was part of John X the Super Kick. The one thing, when we are discussing, I told Fleming is we will try and get a team which is going to be undefeated even once in our home. If we do that with 4 out of 6 teams getting into the playoffs, we will surely make it to the playoffs. So the one thing you have to understand is we are only playing last 5 games at home. First 5 games are all away. So one game we won, second game we got a hammering, third game we got a hammering. We are at the bottom of the table. We are at the bottom of the table. Then you honestly feel, because the team what we set was much suited to Wanderers, and you're only playing all your games at the fag end of the tournament, people will think that, oh, whether we have selected the right team. You know what happened? The last 5 games we were undefeated. We cruised to the playoffs with being finishing on second on top of the table, which not many people expected. But when I sit in the auction, I will always tell the coach who's my boss, this is my plan of action. Are you okay with it? See, I'm always like that. I'm a true soldier to my boss. I would say, are you okay with it? I won't try and, force people saying that you have to do this, even though I've been living in South Africa for 14 years now, right, from 2009. I'll always give an option to the coach. So that is where, if you see, sometimes the few of the franchises, I would rather see the greatest experience I had is one is Johannesburg Super Kings, where the owner will come at the end of every game after we got a hammering. I would rather say, imagine, we got bowled out for 82, we got bowled out for 100. The owner will, Kasi sir, will come and say, no problem, da, long way to go. And then another owner is the Pune Super Giants. I will never forget that, where we went on to the finals in 2017 to lose it by 1 run. Again in 2017, after 5 games, you're in the bottom of the table. The owner, Sanjeev Goenka sir, used to come and say, don't worry, we always have a trust in you. You do whatever you want, that's what you're getting paid. So this is two different things, because I can't tell about all the franchises. I want to tell only about these two where, that really touched my heart. I would anytime want to work with these franchises.
I'm sure you'll have a lot of stories to tell. You had a long journey in your young life so far, and I know you still have a long way to go. But I want an honest answer for this question. Tomorrow morning, somebody walks up to you, says, write the number on the check. No limitations at all, carte blanche. Write a number, pack up, doing what you're doing. Which way are you going?
Sir, I can't move away from cricket, because you know what? I want to tell you one thing. When I was working in IT, I went there with passion as well. The project leader will assign you a work. You'll say it is 6 weeks project. I will do it in 6 days. And I will sit idle. Here the pressure. Sir, here people, when they hire you, they really want you to deliver. They believe you. They make you sit in the auction. Look, one thing I can tell you, me being an Indian, invited by a team in Pakistan Super League. I take it as an achievement. Considering, unfortunately, the relationship between the two countries where it's difficult to get a visa and all these things, they put their feet down. And imagine I was in Johannesburg at the time. Getting a visa for someone like me who's in Johannesburg with the Indian passport and getting me to Pakistan and the way they look after me. And every day there is a challenge. Now you finish PSL, you go to T10 League. Now I'm going to Caribbean Premier League. After that, there's a T10 League. I have to look after the Johannesburg province in South Africa. I'm under pressure every day and I want this pressure. Money is the thing. I can be sitting as a vice president of Infosys now. I can tell you, I rate myself as very good in IT. Whatever check you give, I'm definitely not going to take it, sir. Definitely not.
I'm not surprised with your answer at all, Prasanna. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining us. It is a pleasure chatting to you, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation. And I'd like to wish you all the very best in whatever it is you undertake in the future.
Thanks a lot, sir, for your time as well, sir. You made me answer some good questions, a learning part. And hopefully, I want to tell you this, you are the only coach I've never worked with. Hopefully, sometime, whatever may be the assignment, be it women's team or something, I'm looking forward working with you and learning as well in future. Thank you.
Who knows what future has in store for all of us? We'll leave it at that. And Prasanna, have a good trip back whenever it is that you fly back to South Africa. I hope to come across somewhere down the line in our journeys. Thank you once again, and have a good weekend too as well.
Thank you, sir.
Prasanna Agoram revealing all the nuances that are involved in the decision making and planning of strategies, not only while a team is on tour or involved in a tournament, but also when a team is formed to participate in the leagues across the world. I'm sure that you would have enjoyed the enthralling conversation and about all the things that he shared with us because he's worked with a lot of cricketers across the world and he'll have stories and stories to narrate for which we don't have the time really. I think I'm going to obviously request him to write a book wherein we get to know a lot of things that happened in the past, which are very, very interesting, obviously. But as I say always, for those who joined us first time, please log on to our channel to regularly watch all the episodes that have been put out in the past and also press the like button and the subscribe button too. And for those who've been regularly joining us, thanks a lot for all your support and the feedback. And keep your feedback coming because we need to know what it is that you'd like us to put out on this channel in the future. So, as I say always before I sign off, until I catch up with you next time, be good and stay safe.